Good morning. Today we are going to discuss the right to lien, Bailey's lien. When the lawful charges of the property or the goods are being not paid by the bailier, the bailey can retain the goods. The bailey can keep the goods and say that unless and until the charges are paid, I will not give you back the goods. That is called as right to lien. Lien means a right of one person to retain possession of some goods belonging to another until some debt or claim of a person in possession is satisfied. Possession is very essential to exercise the right of lien, and in order to create a lien, the possession must be having or fulfilling certain essentials. And how the possession should be? The possession should be rightful, not for a particular purpose, and continuous. If the possession is rightful, if it is not for a particular purpose and it is continuous, then only you can say rightful possession or proper possession is there, and this is going to create a lien in bailey. Means the bailey is having right to lien. Now right of lien can be created in different ways. One is by a statute, means the statute itself can say that here this person is having right to lien, like a finder of goods is having right to lien until his charges are being paid. So by a statute, by express or implied contract, or by general course of dealing between the parties, or in a particular trade. Okay, so in these three ways the right of lien can be created. A lien under the act, you can say under the Indian Contract Act, a lien is of two types. One is particular lien and the another is general lien. What is particular lien? Particular lien means the right to lien of a bailey on those goods which are being given to him and the charges of those goods are not paid. Means we have taken an example in the last lecture of a tailor. When you are given a cloth to a tailor for stitching some dress, and if you don't pay the charges, then the tailor will keep the goods and he will say that first pay me the charges, then I will give the goods. That is his particular lien. Okay, so particular lien means when the charges of those particular goods which are being billed are not paid and that person has done something, some addition, or you can say value addition he has done to those goods and he is having some charges to be paid. So the bailier has to pay the charges. If the bailier does not pay the charges, the bailey is having a right to lien, and that is particular lien. Now this bailey cannot exercise his right of lien in following ways. First is what? If the bailey does not complete the work within the agreed time or reasonable time, then he is not having right to lien. Bailier can come and take away the goods. So the first is if the bailey does not complete the work within the agreed time or a reasonable time. The second is if he voluntarily permits the bailier to regain the possession, means he gives the goods, he loses possession. If possession is lost, then right to lien is also lost. Okay, so essential thing is what? Possession is very essential. When he allows the credit to the bailier, means when the person comes, the bailier comes and he says that I am not able to pay you the money, the charges today, but I will pay you after 2 months, and the bailey agrees for that, he gives the goods, means he is voluntarily giving the goods and is giving the credit to the bailier. So here he loses the possession, so he loses the right to lien also. Okay, so this is particular lien. Now general lien. The general lien is a right to retain all the goods or any property which is in the possession of the holder of another until all the claims of the holder are been satisfied. So it is not like particular lien that the charges of that particular goods are not paid. Here some due is there, overall due is there, and that is not paid. So here the bailey can keep all the goods which are in possession of him, of the bailier. I'll just repeat again. A general lien is a right to retain all the goods or any property which is in possession of the holder of another until all the claims of the holder are satisfied. This is a right to retain the property of another for a general balance of account. We'll take one example. If two securities are been given to a banker, means to a bank, when a loan is being taken and two securities are been given to him, then then the banker, you can say he is having a general lien. What he can do? He can keep all the securities unless all the general balance is been paid. I'll repeat the example again. If two securities are given to a banker but a loan is taken only against one of the securities, the banker may retain both the securities or whatever he has until his claim is satisfied. General lien is not available to all the person. It is available only to bankers, factors, wire fingers, okay, and policy brokers also. So general lien means what? To retain the goods, all the goods. Maybe the charges for those goods are, particular goods are being paid or not, that is not the question here, but a general balance is not paid of the bailee, then bailee or that concerned person or the banker, he can keep all the securities. So main difference between particular lien and general lien is what? A particular lien is a right available to a bailee against only those goods in respect of which skill or labor has been expended by him. Take an example of a diamond also. When a diamond has been given to be polished, a jeweler who is having the possession of a diamond, because that diamond is given to him for polishing, and the charges of the polishing are not paid, then the jeweler can keep that diamond unless and until the charges are paid. Okay, this is called as a particular lien. Means here he is doing something on those goods. I told you, something value addition is being done on it. The charges of that thing is not being paid. So he can keep those goods. That is a particular lien. I'll repeat. This is a right, particular lien. This is a right available to a bailee against only those goods in respect of which skill and labor has been expended by him. Particular lien is a right to retain the goods only for the charge for the labor employed or expenses incurred upon those goods. Okay, now this is a particular lien. And just opposite is what? General lien. This is a right to retain any property belonging to the other party in respect of any payment lawfully due, provided the property is in the possession of the person exercising the right. This is the right to retain the property belonging to the other party for general balance of account. So all property can be kept because some charges are not being paid, some payment is there, some debt is there. So all property can be kept. That is called as a general lien. Okay. Now this is a very important right to lien, because he is keeping those goods with him because the charges are not being paid. But this right to lien can be extinguished. That is, it can come to an end. Right to lien will extinguish when what? When it will be extinguished? When he abandons his right. The law gives him the right. You can retain the goods till the payment is been done. But what he does? He abandons it. He does not exercise his right. Means he gives away the goods voluntarily. The possession has been given by the bailee to the bailer. So he is abandoning his right to lien. Okay. In such a circumstances, the right to lien comes to an end. The second is what? The payment of the amount is due, and that payment has been done. Means the bailer comes and gives the payment. The person, we have given to the cloth to the tailor, he has stitched the dress, but as we are not giving him the charges, he is not giving us our dress, but what we do, we go and give him the charges, then he has to give our clothes. Okay, so payment of the amount due is been done, payment is been done, then the right to lien comes to an end. And the third is what? Loss or surrender of possession of the goods. When the bailee loses the possession of the goods, he loses the right to lien also. First is what? Abandonment. Means here he voluntarily gives up his right. Second is what? Payment is being done. And the third is what? Surrender of possession of the goods or loss of possession. Take an example. A shopkeeper has clearly told his servant that don't give the goods to the person until he pays. So he has told the servant not to give the goods. Means exercise right to lien, he has told to the servant. But the servant forgets it, and when the person comes, the bailer comes, he gives the possession. Bailer is not doing anything here. Bailer is getting the possession rightfully. So bailer here, the wrongdoer is not the bailer. So bailee means the shopkeeper loses his right because of the mistake of the servant. So he and the servant will do whatever they want. But here the right to lien has come to an end. Okay, bye bye. Today we have discussed right to lien.